are some of the recent things your grandfather concerned?
He's had to fight his entire life for mineral rights to his land. He has 88 acres that he's had that was his family's land and that he inherited. But because you own land here doesn't mean you own mineral rights. And they can come in and tear your land up. They can coal mine it. And he had fought and saved his land from the coal mines. But before he passed away, he lost the land to the gas companies. And now they're going to come and drill on his land. And so he's fought all his for that.
I think at this time we're going to take some comments from the young people in the audience if they have any. If there are any young people, if you want to move to these microphones here so you'll be broadcast. Now's the time. We're taking young people's comments first.
Sustainable agriculture and renewable energy technology with a focus on biodiesel. I'm from Floyd County, and I'm planning on moving back to this region after college to start a biofuel company. If you're elected president, how will your initiatives to fight real poverty, jumpstart a green-collar, new energy economy, help young people like myself to be able to move back to areas like this to have good-paying, safe, and environmentally friendly jobs?
Well, let me say first, since I haven't said anything since I got here, and that's good. That's not bad. I want to come and listen. How impressed I am with the young people who speak so eloquently about their heritage and about their love of their region and respect the, what they learned here. You were beautifully done. Thank you for that. And also, just to tell you, we very much appreciate you being here. And I know there, who I think can hear my voice right now, there are a large number of people outside. If they can hear my voice, I want them to know that when we finish here, I'm coming outside to say something to you too. So, if you can wait a minute, I want to make a chance to connect with them also. Now, let me answer your question. I think we have I think the way to think about it is the same way that you talk about the challenges that you face here, which is we need to think about the opportunities. And there are huge opportunities available to America and opportunities that could really benefit this part of America. I'm glad that you're doing work on biofuels. That is the answer, ultimately. And well, I think we need to do a lot of things. I think that America's contributing mightily to a continuing problem, crisis, I believe, of global warming. And if we actually want to have a plan 100 years from now, we better start taking this seriously. And so I think we should cap on emissions for the whole country, which we don't today. And we ought to be able to reduce our carbon dioxide emissions at least 80% by the year 50. And I think the way to do this is below the cap to auction off everything down here. So up here continues to come down. And then beneath the cap, we ought to auction off the permit to be able to emit any carbon dioxide. Basically, the polluters pay. That's what it boils down to. And that money should be used to fuel your biofuel work, which means it'll generate billions of dollars. And I think we can actually create, in moving to wind, solar, biofuels, I think we can actually create a million new jobs. And they are described as green. You described it right, as green collar jobs versus blue collar jobs. And I think that if we identify the places in America where unemployment is relatively high, where jobs are needed, we can actually direct the jobs to the places where they're most needed. And I think we're going to have to do more than that. We're going to have to actually train the workforce so that they'll be able to do the job. One of the things I've suggested is that we have grants to provide training for workers. We ought to be able to train at least 150,000 people a year. But this is a great economic opportunity. And an economic opportunity that I think could have a real impact in this area. So it's good what you're doing. I'm glad you're doing it. And I think that this transformation in the way we produce energy in this country gives a real chance to help areas that need good jobs, which you spoke about so well. So anyway, those are the things that I did to answer your question.
Yeah, my name's Nikki, and I don't have anything ready to say. I don't have any notes, but I can tell you one thing. Kids away from here, they like to do things like go to malls and shop. Well, you know what? I like mountains. And I like looking out my door and I like seeing those mountains. But those mountains are going away. And we live in a country that is extremely dependent on energy. And I walk on ground that the coal that's in it is worth more than my life. I've been to 48 of the 50 states. I've been to 2 other countries, and I have never found a place like this. I go to bed every night with our front door open, wide open, because it's safe. We don't lock our cars because it's safe. We don't have to worry that kind of thing here. You can walk down the street. I can walk down the street by myself. I couldn't do that in New York. And this place to me it's beautiful, and it's a safe community, and it's a great place to have kids. But because we coal and big corporations have electricity, we provide electricity for 50% of the people on the East Coast. And this coal is more important than us. I remember on the news like years ago where some guy blew up a house in New York and people were killed because it was on the news for 4 days. But in Mark County, Kentucky, so many people were out of a home because the sludge broke. But that's okay because the coal company is still providing everyone else's electricity. 125 people died. 125 people died in Buffalo Creek, and I never heard of it. We may have got like 2 days of news time. When people died in Sago Mines, no one knew because we're still providing coal. But if the coal stopped, then suddenly people care.
Thank you.